ndimatsheloni, ndimasiari, ndimadekwana, and lo kovela ni edele zwavudi. Ooh. Yep. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, holy souls in physical form. Once again, it's I, Sunshine M, and here to give you more enlightenment like I always do all the time. Whenever I do, come on, I take you around the world just by using language. So, with that being said, this beautiful clan is called Vavenda. And I will tell you a bit about them, their origin and so forth and so on, right? So, the Vavenda or Vangona, are a Southern African Bantu people living mostly near the South African/Zimbabwean border. Venda starts from the kingdom of Mapungubwe, 9th century, where King Shiriadenga was the first king of Venda and Mapungubwe. That word again, right? If you guys are listening to the previous recordings that I've made, you'll actually know that when I was making a segment about our lost heroes, or the heroes that are forgotten and so forth and so on, about the, let me just get that for you. But when I did that segment, right, about, sorry, I page a lot because I write a lot, so have patience with me, I beg of you. When I spoke about the gentleman Hamilton Naki, yes, he's the one who actually won a bronze award for the Mapungubwe situation. So, if you guys are just listening and you're actually catching on, this is it. 0202 on the clock. So clearly that means that there's something that has to combine all of us. But as you guys have heard, yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm glad to have you guys here with me. And once again, we have much more to talk about. So I was thinking, I made a segment prior. We spoke about Jim and Tam, or Tam and Jimmy. Who were on the block, and I spoke about love and what love does and how it changes things, and how it changes you as a person, because we are all love. Hence, it kind of discourages one, or kind of disheartens one. I won't say discourages me per se, because I still get up every time with that vigor and that drive to say I'm going to make some more videos to spread the love. Why hate if we have so much love around us all day, every day? But just keep that in mind with what it is I'm going to be talking about today. So I want to talk about self-pity. Yep, self-pity. And how it causes instability, lack of growth, mental and physical... forgive me, I'm just reading this out. Yes, self-pity causes a lot of instability, lack of growth, in denial via your mental and your physical state, and it leads to people exiting one's life. Self-pity. I'm going to tell you this, 3:44 on the dot. I'm going to tell you this, guys, and I'm sure, if you are watching this and you are those kind of people, and if you have somebody of that sort in your family, then this is also for you, right? But I think all of us, we have those kind of people in our lives, be it school, friends, it don't really matter. But those kind of people who drain your energy, because wherever they are, they feel like the world is against them, or the world owes them something, And I wanted to talk about it because I have family members who love to work with that kind of energy. You find somebody who does not want to stand up and make something happen for themselves. They always feel the need to want to be taken care of. If not, they always find the need to make people feel like they owe them something, because they don't want to get up and actually do something for themselves that is positive. 0444. Look, self-pity has never led to anybody gaining or getting anything. Lack of wanting to take action for your life and be responsible for your life. It's exactly that. Be responsible for it. It is your life. And if you are not responsible for it, and you want to instill that responsibility onto other people's lives, that's totally being unfair. Not only is it you being unfair, but it's also you missing out on the blessings that God has for you. Self-pity has never built anything. It actually discourages people to be around a person of that kind or that mentality. Because it's a mental state, you know. It's a mental state that is also governed by either entities, right? Your way of thinking as a person. Those demonic emotions and feelings and thoughts that you always instill unto yourself, 0606. Those emotions that you always instill unto yourself, that somebody owes you something. Nobody owes you a thing but yourself. I'll repeat, self-pity, once again, it causes instability, lack of growth, being in denial about your mental and your physical state that leads to people exiting one's life. You end up losing valuable people and valuable divine counterparts because of lack of understanding and seeing that you have a problem. It is an entity, your thought process, you know, or a demon that just keeps thriving, 0707. A demon who keeps thriving unto your energy to say you have to go around seeking I won't call it validation, but seeking an exit way or access to people feeling like they owe you something. And you're manipulating energy in a self-pity kind of way. So that people, 744, so that people can do as you desire for you. That's, if you think about it, you know, narcissism is very vast. It's not just hindered on one specific thing or, you know, certain characteristics that people also hold. But it also, you know, it broadens, or it also includes, you may not be hurting people directly or noticeably, you know, by being this blood-sucking vampire that always, you know, instills that feel guilty for me kind of feeling because you have the self-pity thing that you put out there to everyone. There's also being a narcissist. Because you are toying with people's emotions to always feel like they owe you something. And yet you have the power to be great beyond measure. For heaven's sake, I have a sister who does exactly that. Hence the topic. And those kind of people, 855, they can also be your karmics. Because whenever you're around them, you always feel drained because it's almost like every time you have to just keep giving and giving and giving. You always have to keep extending out that hand of giving and support and love and guidance. You give it all the time, but you know there are people who just do not want to change. They want what they can get from the world, from people, because it doesn't just come to them. They want what they can gain from those people who are kind and sweet and giving, you know, like myself and you. Well, who are within my shoes. I'm not talking about you who are being self-pity and who's always wallowing in things that are not even there. Things that you can actually control. Because what you can't control, give it up to God. Heck, that's what I do. That's what most of us do. Hence, we have, grown on a spiritual level. Hence, I'm saying I thank all my comics. Because, my sisters, I'm talking about her, who does indulge in self-pity. She was phenomenal enough to actually assist me to receive the spiritual help that I needed to get to where I am. In a positive manner, I mean. Right? But it does not, honor anybody, any awards, to be wallowing in self-pity or to be wallowing in this image that they, exude unto the world that they are just so disadvantaged they cannot. For heaven's sake, a person with no leg, arm, a blind person, a deaf person, they get up and they strive every day, 11:01. They get up and they fight for their lives every day. You find very artistic, mind-boggling and mind-blowing individuals who go the extra mile, who are less fortunate than you on a physical basis. Painters, people who paint with their feet, for heaven's sake, because they have no arms. We have a famous DJ that you guys do know of, Black Coffee. Big ups to you, because, that man is good. He knows he's blessed. Let's just put it that way. He did some music with big artists, Beyonce, and you name them. I'm sorry, I just forgot the names now. A black South African man who has actually introduced himself unto the world, who has a half arm. 11:55. Who has half an arm. And yet he's blowing across the globe musically. And he's making a killing. And then you find somebody who has a brain, arms, legs, who's blessed abundantly, which is having what every common person takes for granted, what we take for granted. And you want to wallow in self-pity because you are lazy to get up and do something about your life, to change your life, to become somebody better. 12:33. To become that example, that epitome of pure and beautiful example unto your kids, unto your seeds, unto your lineage. Closing those karmic cycles once again. We are all reincarnated here with a signed contract unto God and ourselves to say when we get to the 3D plane, when we get to Earth, we're going to change things. We are going to do better. We're going to close karmic cycles. We're going to change who we have been through our lifetimes. And we don't adhere to that contract. But rather we choose to still wallow in lack or in taking action towards anything. It saddens me to see such people. And you find, it's the same like finding somebody who does not want to know better about life. 13:33. Balance is being restored. Well, how could you be a living being and you don't even want to know what's going on around you, around the globe, around the world? The reasons why I chose to start my channel with language is because I want to take you around the world. I want to take you on a journey of learning, of knowing who's sitting next to you, your neighbor. There might be assholes. There might be, devil and dabble in dark magic. And yet, you find neighbors that they might be kind and sweet and loving and, wow, they're more like family than your own family. At least have a background about who they are. Have knowledge about, how connected we are. That's why I came up or I was given this intellect by God and my ancestors, because whatever I have is not because of myself. I was willing to fight for me. If that makes sense. I was willing to be that individual to say, I'm going to fight for my life. And that's what made all the angels and God and ancestors and all these beautiful forces that I always talk about on this channel to actually put a hand and be like, we are going to help you. Because I took a stand to say, I am going to work and work hard to fix me. I hope this message resonated. And with that being said, let's do better. Let's be better, because we can be. Because we are. It saddens me to see such. And I can only reach those who want to be reached. 1533. I can only reach those who want to be reached. We all are not here to hold each other's hand throughout all our journeys, because there's certain journeys you have to walk by yourself. I can only lead you to the water, but I cannot force you to drink it. It is your thirst, and only you can nourish it. We can assist in that nourishment. Ndi matsironi, ndi masiari, ndi madekwana, lo kovela ndi edele zwavudi. By the way, that also means good night. So, ndi machiloni, good morning. Ndi maziari, good afternoon. Ndi madekwani, good evening. And lo kuvela ndi edele zwavudi means good night. Be good. Be blessed. Always put the Most High first. 1644. You guys are phenomenal. Thank you.